I was just panicked and, trying to get help. I just remember going down that hallway yelling, "Chef, chef." And she came out of the bathrooms when she heard her name. And
A student tearfully describing the traumatic and chaotic morning that Chef Daniel Brophy was found dead. That was during the first day of the murder trial of romance mystery novelist Nancy Brophy. The trial will resume this morning at 9 o'clock. Nancy is accused of murdering her husband at the Oregon Culinary Institute in 2018.
7 years before the murder, she wrote How to Murder Your Husband, which was published on a blog. But the judge is not allowing that as evidence in the case. Joining us live now to break down the trial for a special True Crime Tuesday, co-hosts from Murder in the Rain podcast, Emily Rowney and Alicia Holland. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, let's set up this case. What are the facts of the case as we know them so far?
Well, we learned yesterday that they are not including that 700-word essay that she wrote in 2011, which those of us who have read it might not be so surprised by that. It wasn't incriminating by any means. It sounded a lot to me like someone who is offering some help on writing plots for books, but some people were pretty surprised by that. We did find out that the prosecution is going to have a pretty strong case, I think.
Yeah, we heard from the prosecution. They're really painting two very different stories here. The prosecution kind of laying out this case where she was motivated by money, by insurance. We want to play a clip from one of the prosecutors real quickly in these opening arguments.
Nancy made claims on 10 separate life insurance policies in which she was the beneficiary of over $1.4 million.
So you think they've got a pretty solid case here?
I think Nancy's team has an uphill battle for sure. Anyone that listens to true crime, watches true crime, reads true crime, you have heard of people being killed for a lot less than $1.5 million. So to hear that they were struggling financially and that they were behind on their mortgage, and to hear the prosecution say, we have this factual information with paperwork about insurance, we have the Google information about the ghost gun, we have her in the area. It's my understanding they actually have video footage of her vehicle being in the area at the time. And those are some pretty big things. We in true crime, we've heard of spouses killing their spouses for much less. So I think her team has a really, really big battle ahead of them. And I'm guessing you'll be playing the clip of the defense attorney because that was quite interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, why don't we go to that right now, and then we'll talk about the defense arguments.
It was like they had been married for 100 years. Each of them talked so positively about the other. They accepted each other. They supported each other. They obviously enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah, what about the defense arguments here? What is this defense going to do in terms of trying to defend her?
I mean, it's a lot to say someone loves each other, but money can do some horrific things in a relationship, and they were significantly in debt. Yet she was spending $16,000 on insurance premiums, and they were $6,000 behind in their mortgage. So that can definitely cause a rift that someone with a creative imagination might think could be solved by murdering them.
I was actually really surprised to hear the defense attorney start with, it was like they were married 100 years, because they were only married, I believe it was 26 years. And the way it was worded, it didn't come off as positive as I think she was wanting it to be. It didn't come off like, oh, they've known each other their whole lives, or it was like they had been together 100 years. It kind of had almost a dragging feeling, like it was like they were together 100 years, which I don't know how the jury's going to interpret that. And to just say they were in love, he was shot in the back, which to me speaks to other cases of when you know the person, that tends to be the case.
Oh, it's interesting too. It certainly seems like the defense is trying to really bolster their case with this emotional angle, including having Nancy, planning to take the stand in her own defense later on in the trial. What do you expect to hear from that?
I don't know what to expect, to be honest, because after the crime happened, she was posting on Facebook about how she was trying to get through this information, yet her neighbor was saying she showed zero emotion. didn't cry once. So I'm interested to see how she reacts on the stand when she talks about this.
Yeah, we actually posted about this case yesterday on our Instagram, and several people actually directly messaged us saying that they knew her either, through work or just, crossing paths. And it was a lot of, similar to what Emily just said, a lot of unexpected reaction given the circumstances. So it'll be interesting to see if she's seen as really sincere with her emotions.
Yeah, a shocking and fascinating case, which of course we'll be following throughout. Emily and Alicia, thank you for joining us this morning for a special True Crime Tuesday.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us.
guys.
And of course, for more from Murder in the Rain, you can follow them on social media, listen to their investigations wherever you stream your podcasts, and tune into AM Extra every Tuesday morning for a new local case. Murder in the Rain podcast and Coin 6 News will both be following this case very closely.